Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you're ready to hit 2026 with a bang. If you're going from one property to a full blown empire, I'm going to give you the game plan to scale like a boss. Most people never build a rental empire for one simple reason: they never move past their first property. They buy one rental, they feel successful, then they get comfortable. Then life gets busy and momentum dies. You can't build an empire by accident. It's got to be built with intention, systems, and discipline. I've scaled rentals personally and I've helped others do the same. And I will tell you this up front: scaling is not about buying faster, it's about buying smarter and preparing for the next move before you need it. So, today I'm going to walk you through a step by step plan for you to go from your first rental property to a real rental portfolio that produces income, equity, and freedom. No hype, no shortcuts, just a proven framework. Before we get into it, do me a favor. Let's do that YouTube thing. Like the videos, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future breakdowns like this. Let's get into the plan. Step one: get your first deal right. Your first rental is going to set you up for everything that comes afterward. This is not the time to chase appreciation fantasies or thin margins. Your first deal has to cash flow, and it has to cash flow conservatively. Focus on your fundamentals: strong demand, affordable rents, solid construction. Single family homes and small multifamilies are really ideal here. The goal of your first property is not lifestyle changing money. The goal is stability and education. If your first deal stresses you out, scaling will absolutely break your back. Okay, step two: master your operations early. This is really where most investors fail. They buy properties first and then they figure out the systems later, and that is completely backwards. From day one, you need systems: rent collection, accounting, tenant communications, cash reserves, all of that stuff. If you cannot clearly explain how your property runs, you don't own a business, you own chaos. Whether you self manage or you use a property manager, you have to understand the process. Scaling is going to magnify your dysfunction, so fix it while it's still fixable and it's small. All right, step three: build reserves like a pro. Reserves are not optional, okay? They are the difference between investors who survive and investors who sell under pressure. So you need three buckets here. You need your operating reserves, you need your maintenance reserves, and then you need your CapEx reserves, your capital expenditure reserves. Every property should feed those buckets every month. Cash flow is not what you spend. Cash flow is what you keep. If you can't build reserves, don't scale yet. Here's step four: leverage your responsibility. Leverage is a tool, it's not a strategy. Debt accelerates growth only when cash flow is strong and conservative. You have to know your numbers dead cold. Debt service coverage ratios, cash on cash returns, what is your break even occupancy? If you're stretching to qualify or counting on rent increases to make your deal work, stop. Empires are built slowly and are able to survive downturns. They are not built on hope. Hope is not a strategy. Step five: force appreciation. This is where scaling really speeds up. And this is why I love the Burr strategy. You can do cosmetic rehabs, operational improvements, rent optimization, expense control. You don't have to wait for appreciation. You can make it, create it. Forced appreciation is going to allow you to refinance, pull out capital, and redeploy that capital without selling your property. And this is how one property can very easily become two, and then three, and then 10, and then so on and so on and so on. Let's go to step six: recycle your capital intentionally. Every refinance needs a purpose. Don't pull out cash to buy toys. You're pulling out your cash to buy more assets to generate more cash. So have a clear rule. Know where your money goes. What return do you expect and what is the risk? If you cannot answer these questions, a refinance is premature. Step seven: standardize your buy box. Know exactly what you want. At scale, simplicity is going to win every time. So, same property types, similar layouts, same rent ranges, same systems, same processes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Why? Because standardization reduces mistakes, speeds up your decisions, and really lowers your stress. And real estate should be boring. The more variety you add, the harder the business becomes. Empires are boring on purpose. Step eight: build a team before you need it. At minimum, you're going to need somebody to source your deals, a good, reliable lender, a really good CPA, a real estate attorney, and somebody to fix stuff, so maintenance support. And as you grow, You're going to add your property management, virtual assistants, and your boots on the ground. But don't wait until you're overwhelmed. Build capacity early. All right, step 9. Let's protect the downside here. This is what professionals obsess. Make sure you have insurance coverage, that you have the proper entity structure. You have strong leases, you have good tenant screening, and you have great geographic diversification. Anybody can grow in a good market. Only disciplined investors survive really bad ones. Plan for success, plan for stress before it comes. All right, let me pause here for a second. If you are a veteran and you want to learn how to scale rentals the right way with accountability and real operations, I highly recommend you check out the War Room with David Perret. Let them know that I sent you. It is not motivational nonsense, it is execution and discipline. We hold you accountable for the goals that you set. I'm there because I believe in the room. And when it makes sense, I also offer one-off coaching calls to help investors through strategy and scaling decisions. The link to the War Room is in the description. Now let's finish the plan. Step 10, let's shift from hustle to leadership. At some point, buying more deals is not the problem. Managing growth is the problem. You're going to move from doing everything to overseeing systems, dashboards, KPIs, CRMs, weekly reviews, monthly financials. I use the EOS model level 10 meetings weekly. If you're still reacting to problems daily, you're not leading. An empire requires structure. Step 11, I can't stress this enough. Think in decades, not in deals. This is a mindset shift, right? You are not building income for this year. You are building optionality for the rest of your life. Equity growth, debt paydown, and tax advantages. Don't forget about your legacy planning. Short-term thinking kills long-term empire. Now, let me lock this in with a checklist you can actually use. Get your pen. 1, buy your first deal for stability, not ego. Number 2, build systems before you scale. I use scribe.com for that. Step 3, fund your reserves consistently. Step 4, use leverage conservatively and stay away from bad debt. 5 is force appreciation whenever possible. 6 is recycle your capital with intent. 7, standardize your property types. 8, build your team early. 9, protect the downside at all times. 10, shift from operator to leader and then grow. 11, think long term and be patient. That's it. That is how rental empires are built. Not overnight, not by luck, but by discipline, by repetition, and by systems. Hey, if this video helped you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next checklist, and share this with your friends if you think that they're going to get something from it. All right, aim high, execute fast. See you on the next one.